Hey guys, King of Charmanders. Today I'm your judge, you're an analyst, and I thought today I might as well feature some battles from the beginning, from the first few days of my Season 8 Go Battle League run, using Sylveon. For some reason, this thing is so freaking popular, I don't know why. Yes, Sylveon was long awaited. It's literally the favorite of, literally, like 90% of you would post this and simp hard over it because Sylveon is goated, and Sylveon, for some odd reason, is literally the one of the most popular Pokemon of generation, and probably most definitely the most popular and favorite Eeveeulution of any Pokemon fan on the freaking planet. So anyways, I'm going to feature battles featuring Sylveon, and these battles are actually pretty dang sweaty, so I hope you do enjoy them, because for some odd reason, Sylveon's actually pretty dang good, and a whole lot of fun having this beautiful pink. I'm not using a shiny one with the flower, by the way, so before you tell me I'm poor and I don't know what to do with my dust, I literally couldn't find one with, I couldn't find a shiny flower count Eevee that was actually low enough to power below 1500. The biggest problem with Eevee is that when you evolve it, its CP gets ridiculously high, so that's basically what happened. So you're just gonna have to sell for the basic one. But I used the shiny flower cloud one just for clickbait, like for every video. Clickbait works, guys! Oh, this is the team I built around Sylveon. It's actually super generic, and Sylveon isn't by any means the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's cute, it's cuddly, it looks like an anime character's favorite pet. Actually, let's see. If it was an anime character's favorite pet, I don't know. You know what? It's just freaking adorable, okay? But for some odd reason, it's ridiculously popular. Just because it looks really cool and it's a pretty cool shine. Anyways, here's what got me to a 75% win ratio for the first like 2 days of Go Battle League. As you see here, this is Sylveon, Deoxys defense, and Stunfisk. This team actually has terrible coverage. It's great in every other category, but it just absolutely has terrible coverage. Anything with Sylveon will do that to you, because Sylveon isn't really the greatest thing in the world. It's easily walled by a whole bunch of things, i.e. Stunfisk and Bastiodon. God forbid you see Bastiodon, or Arceus forbid that you see Bastiodon in the league, because it's going to suck a lot. As you see here, the ones I mentioned before, as well as the Poison-type meta, really give you a lot of a problem. So I was actually pretty terrified that Sylveon might actually tank my Elo. Like, well, it doesn't necessarily tank your Elo because, you know, it's like the first few days of Go Battle League, so you don't even have a rank yet. But this is the perfect time to meme, just because you're basically... Some of your sets actually don't matter, so this one... These are actually very meta and sweaty battles that I'm about to show you, with Sylveon absolutely destroying the heart and souls of everything that it faces. And yes, it could be a he or a she, so it's either one. But you know what? Again, Sylveon is pretty sweet. It's, again, if you ever watch Clifford the Big Red Dog, this is the small pink fox thingy that destroys everything with charm. Well, yeah. Alright, so here are the battles. These are actually pretty sweaty, like I mentioned, so they're not like, oh, look at this, you're killing everything in rank 2 and above. No, these are actually pretty sweaty. Except for the first one. As you see here, we get Sylveon onto Scrafty. Our opponent switches into Hypno, so I'm kind of like, you know what, this might actually be the Hypno, the Hypno Double Dark team by my boy Fergie, so... I don't know why you would have Scrafty in the front, but you know what? It works out for us because I would still, like, one Charmer literally core breaks the holy heck out of this team. Well, it would be anyway. So as you see here, we do get the Hypno into my DD. This is okay. I'm basically gonna just eat every move that comes my way. And I actually get double debated by Thunder Punch. So, I'm mad. But I know there might be an Umbreon in the back, so I just want to keep switch. So, as you see here, there was no reason for me to do this. I could have just let DD go. DD could have eaten a Shadow Ball at this range, but for some odd reason... Hey, look, there's the Umbreon! Let's go! Alright, so I was like, hey, you know what? There's the Umbreon. So we got Umbreon. Here's the problem. We still got 2 shields. However, because I have Sylveon, I don't think I really have to expend anything. My opponent's gonna have to blow their energy here, and pretty much what Sylveon can do is essentially can just run over my opponent. Scrafty does die to about, I think 6 charms overall, and I resist everything but Last Resort. My opponent's gonna either one, start expending shields here, or they're just gonna let all of their Pokemon die to Sylveon. Because you know what? Sylveon is absolutely freaking goated. It is the greatest evolution of all time. It will absolutely destroy double dark lines and make you, yeah, I don't know how to hype it up, but yeah. As you see here, we will get the Rock Slide off. I'm expecting them to shield at this point, unless you want to save your shields for the next match. Because what essentially is going to happen, I'm just going to send in Sylveon, and this is pretty much the game. I'm going to wait out the timers a little bit. I will send in Pancake to sponge damage, as you see here. And then all I'm going to do is literally send in Sylveon, because I'm expecting them to switch immediately into Scrafty. We eat the last resort, they send, and they don't send in Scrafty for some odd reason. Ah, there you go, there it is! And then we're just going to delete poor Scrafty to death. Scrafty's Foul Play or Power Punch will do no damage. Well, it'll do damage, but will be resisted by Sylveon. As you see, all Sylveon's going to do is charm my opponent down, and that's pretty much GG's. Or they're just gonna top left because, yeah. Go Sylveon! Sylveon is absolutely goated, and if you don't know, now you know. It's absolutely beautiful, majestic, it has such cute ribbons, and GG's. Anyways, that wasn't really interesting battle. That was pretty much rock, paper, scissors to hell, but again, Sylveon did core break the living heck out of that team, so GG's. On to the next battle, we got Sylveon into Pancake! We do not like pancakes, not on this day. We do not like IHOP, it is not for breakfast. I will say switch into Yox's defense. I'm expecting my opponent to either one switch or two stay in and try to end my life with their Pancake. As you see, the Pancake is mighty, and they do happen to switch. I don't know why they switched this late, because I possibly might be able to take back this match with all this energy I got for Deoxys defense. As here, Rock Slide will go off, and my opponent doesn't shield, and there's no real reason for them to do it, just because of the fact that Superior is just so tanky. It's a super tank. This Frenzy Plant's going to hurt a lot. So, because it's going to hurt a lot, I won't, this is for science. And I was like, holy crap, wow, that does a lot more damage than I thought. But, this is perfectly fine. I'm going to have to eat one Frenzy Plant anyway, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to drop a bunch of rocks on the Superior. Not today. You are not the dragon from Dragon Ball Z. You are not Shenron. You aren't as cool. You have whips coming. I mean, it does look like an Emperor Snake or whatever. I don't know why. I don't know what their, Pokemon's deal is with, starters having kind of, Emperor-like physique. You have Empoleon, and now you have this thing. You have Superior, so just putting that out there. I will Psycho Boost, as you see here. I actually want to keep Switch, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to let DD go. As you see here, I'm just going to send in Pancake to farm. With extra farm, I can take back this match, because I'm kind of in a rough spot, to be honest with you. Because even though I do have shield advantage, their Pancake is loaded. So this is going to end up on G-Fisk on G-Fisk action, so I'm pretty much just going to get rid of Sylveon because it's dead weight. They let the Rock Slide go through. As you see here, I'm going to try to catch a Weather Ball. I don't catch it, but my opponent still stays in. So there's the Weather Ball, as you see over here. And we're just going to let it through. I'm essentially going to just let Sylveon sponge all the damage here. So there's the Weather Ball. I expect the second one to come through, unless they switch out, which would be the smarter move. And here you go. They're just going to expend they're just going to throw all their energy. Again, the smarter move for my opponent probably would have been to, just save all this energy and swap out. Because I know you could swap out. Well, actually, they might not be able to. Actually, no, they didn't. They couldn't. Never mind. I'm wrong. So they fire all their Weather Ball energy. I let Sylveon take it, though, because this is good. Now we have Sylveon against Pancake. The issue here is that Galarian Stunfisk is going to have a bazillion energy. So this is going to G-Fisk is going to have 100 energy. So essentially what I have to do here is my only way to win is I have to bait my opponent. That's the only way I'm going to win against an 100 energy Stunfisk. I could possibly eat one more Earthquake. Keyword is possibly. But my opponent is already in range of my own Earthquake. So, again, what I have to do here is I have to call this perfectly. If my opponent baits me, it's GG's. If they don't, then I die. And they go straight Earthquake. So, as you see here, because we managed to call the baits correctly, if we can bait our opponent, that's our win condition. So, the question is, will my Pancake bait their Pancake? Is my Pancake, my Churro Pancake, a lot better than your regular Pancake? And it is. My opponent does not have giant coconuts. They try to sack their Superior, and they get a charge move off. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. Yes, Frenzy Plant will do big damage. It won't KO, though. And then I'll get the last Mudshot I need to get my Earthquake energy. And all I have to do is send in this Magnitude 69 Earthquake onto their Pancake, and that's GG's. That was a pretty sweaty battle. Yeah, that was a pretty sweaty battle considering I had a Sylveon, but hey, it worked out, and that's GG's. We take the W for our opponent, and that was a really sweaty match. That was a super sweaty match. If my opponent did successfully sack, I would have lost it, but I was kind of already anticipating it just because I was already anticipating. That was their only win con. As you see here, we get our next match, and I started this kind of late, but as you see here, they swapped their Mandibuzz from their Dragaggle. Yeah, there you go, Dragaggle. As you hear, I started this recording a little late, but we do get Mandibuzz and Sylveon, which is a bad lead for our opponent, so they safe switch into Dragaggle, which I actually have no idea what to do again, so I'm going to just straight charge it down because I do resist Dragon Tail, so yeah, this was a little confusing. Dragon Tail was buffed, as you know, but Dragaggle versus Sylveon still isn't comfy because I resist their Dragon Tail while Charm does neutral damage. So as you see here, that does go off, and we get a Nidoqueen. This is kind of terrible because Deoxys defense counters will be resisted, and Galarian Stunfisk Rock Slides will also be resisted. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. I'm hoping my opponent blows their energy, but they do the smart move and they farm me down. So I'm in a really tight spot right now. So I'm gonna send in Pancake, and I'm gonna have to be really fancy here. This is gonna be this is gonna be a sweaty match because this is Earth Power, which it is. Ouch. That hurt a lot. So again, we're gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting here. So basically what's gonna have to happen here is I'm probably in a sack swap scenario. But there's still a way to win. Always believe that there is win conditions. That's why I haven't top lefted yet, because I believe, and I know there's still a way to win. We can eat this foul play, as you see here. I can possibly still get to another Rock Slide, which I'm going to need to get to, as you see here. Then I have to send in Deoxys defense with a shield. So this is going to be very, very rough. Rock Slide does go through. My opponent elects to eat it. They still have a shield. So I have to be very, very careful here. Foul Play will still do big damage, even though Mandibuzz doesn't have a ridiculously high attack. Deoxys defense is weak to Dark type. So because of that, this Foul Play is going to do a lot of damage, and it does. One Foul Play nearly takes me halfway, and a few Snarls there, and I'm already in the yellow. So this Rock Slide will go off. However, like I mentioned, I have to be very, very careful. Essentially, what I'm going to have to do here is I have to sack swap. Like, I really don't have a choice but to sack swap. So I'm already anticipating it. I'm actually not counting moves right now, which is kind of, I'm not really panicking, but I'm like, well, crap, I'm not counting right now, so this is going to be a little sweaty. So I'm going to fully use Ultra Instinct and use my intuition to take out my opponent. As you see, I get a little energy here, and I fail. However, I'm pretty much, because my opponent Earth Power, this should just be a Poison Fang. But I need to sack. That's like my only win con here. I gathered a little bit of energy. I try to fire Psycho Boost, but I do lose CMP. So because I wasn't counting, unfortunately my opponent got to their move. Psycho Boost goes off. This will KO, but I need to sack. So I am desperately trying to get to Rock Slide, and I call this sack perfectly. As you see, my opponent was in mid animation, and they fired. So my opponent fired, I get the sack, which is great, I really, really needed that sack swap. Because what can happen is I will get to a Rock Slide, and in 1 HP in a Dream with expert skill and sack swap capability, we will get this Rock Slide off, and that will be GG's. Gee, that was a super sweaty match. So, dang. As you see here, because Snarl is a 3-turn move, I should be able to get that counter through, as you saw there, and I managed to get the W. That was a really sweaty match. And yeah, that was a super sweaty match. My opponent had the advantage in the back row, but because we were able to pull off that incredible sack swap, we got the W. So, Sylveon's a beast. In the hands of a great player, Sylveon is godly, and dear God, that was a really sweaty match. Match number 3 is against the Ninja, the Ninja. You're like, let's see if you're a big ninja, but okay, you're a big ninja because you got a Obama Stone. So Shadow Baba into Sylveon. So I'm kind of expecting this to be the Obama Snow Azumarill Sableye team. So I'm like after seeing Shadow Baba, I'm like, I really hope it is in that team because it's really powerful and it's gonna put me behind a lot. As you see here, I will shield this Weather Ball. I'm going to try to charm my opponent down, which is a very risky move considering the fact that Weather Ball does big damage. I'm gonna eat this one though, because I should be able to charm down this Obama Snow, and Weather Ball shouldn't KO. As you see, we're putting the red, but we should be able to charm down this poor Snowman. Snowman goes down, and My opponent sends in, oh boy, please be what I think it is. It's an Azumarill. So this is what I think it is. I do know the Sableye is in the back. Moonblast should go through. Hopefully I do get a debuff. That'd be really great because I'm really behind right now. My opponent shields my opponent shields Moonblast. Bubble will take me down, and now I have a scenario where I'm actually in a lot of trouble. As you see, I guessed correctly, this is the Obama Snow Azu Sableye team. Very popular, created by someone else, and yeah, I'm super impressed by originality. Not really. So, now we're kind of in a pickle, because because Azu is very strong against my team still. As you see here, the foul play will go off. I'm going to go straight Earthquake. If this goes through, I have a chance, because I need to call it, this needs to go through. Because I should be able to put this in Rock Slide range. And it doesn't, which really sucks. So, I'm like, alright, so my contingency plan failed. My opponent will likely get to another foul play, as you see here, and I'm going to have to shield it. Earthquake should put him in the danger zone, however, I'm in a very rough patch right now. So this is going to be very, very, very sweaty. I'm going to have to pull off something real. I'm hoping that I didn't have damage on Azu, that hopefully I could pull something sweet off. As you see, Earthquake will go through and KO this Sableye. And now we have a Pancake versus Azumarill. I desperately go for the Earthquake. My opponent tries to farm me down, which is the wrong play in my opinion, because I still have a whole DD. So what I can do here is that this Earthquake should go off, and then what I can do is send in Deoxys defense and try to Psycho Boost to victory. I can live any move. I can live one move. So I can live a Hydro Pump, I can live a Play Off, or an Ice Beam. I can live any charge move right now. But I can only live one. It does happen to be Hydro Pump. So, as you see here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Q2 Psycho Boost, and this should be able to win the match for us. I can't try and go for a Rock Slide. I can't go for a Rock Slide, which would be the safer play, but I have 2 Psycho Boosts here, so as long as I have the second one queued and they don't have another move going on for them, I can take back the match. As you see, I get 2 Psycho Boosts through, and that's GG's. This was a very, very sweaty match. A super sweaty match, coming out of, like, shield disadvantage, and being able to just pull off the W like this, so that was GG's. If I didn't get that last shield with Sylveon, I likely would have lost, but because we were aware of what our opponent's team was, and because I'm really freaking good at this PvP thing, we got the W, so that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed that batch. That was like, oh my gosh, that was a that match was mad sweaty. But it just shows you how much Sylveon is super good. Well, if you're a good, God, that was a super sweaty match. Like, seriously, that match was ridiculous. On to the next one, and we get our next match, which happens to be... I'm waiting for the battle to give me an opponent, and dude, you are 3 ranks ahead of me! Yeah, you are, dang. So, we're probably facing the person that has matches ahead of us, and we get Sylveon into our Roserade, which just sucks. This is a terrible matchup, so I will switch. We get Deoxys defense into this Roserade. Roserade likely is carrying either Grass Knot or Leaf Storm. If it's carrying Leaf Storm, this is gonna suck a lot. It also has Weather Ball, so we're in a little bit of a pickle right now. Grass Knot will go through. I will have to shield the first one, though. And my opponent has big energy. I fire off a Rock Slide hoping that I get a shield. But because they didn't switch out of this matchup, I'm either expecting to switch after this Rock Slide, or they just don't, or they're not going to shield at all, which is pretty nuts. Which I'm a little confused. Because... yeah, I'm a little confused, because I can try and farm it down. Roserade isn't the bulkiest thing on Earth, so I could possibly gain a bunch of energy here, and if I fire off a Rock Slide at the right time, or I can possibly farm it down. And I do get the farm down, which is amazing. I'm glad I was able to, because now I can throw all this energy at this Pelipper in the back. That was great, so now I'm kind of like trying to think, what does my opponent have in the back? But this should force a shield, because if it's a Thunderbolt, that Thunderbolt will do big damage against Pelipper. And as you see here, I'm gathering a little bit of energy just to fool my opponent into thinking that it's a Thunderbolt, and hopefully I can grab the second shield. As you see here, we're going to have to contend with a Pancake, with a Burb, and something in the back. And now, this Burb actually has energy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in Sylveon, attempt to charm and do as much charm damage as humanly possible, and get it in Rock Slide range. So my only hope is to essentially G-Fist having a really positive matchup in the closer. Because this Burb our Pelipper is going to kill me very softly. And it's a Bastiodon! I'm like, alright, let's go, baby, because the only way I was gonna win is if I had a hard counter from hell, and it happens to be Bastiodon Defense Action. As you see, whenever I see Wall Face MF 2.0, all I'm gonna do is switch immediately, send the .69 Earthquake onto the 420 defense of Bastiodon, and then this Pelipper should either it should be in Rock Slide range or close to it. And then all I'm gonna do, Rock Slide, and then that's GG's. So Sylveon is a beast. I hope you guys enjoyed these battles. They were really, really sweaty. And with expert shield management and a little bit of luck, even though we lost the lead, we came back with plenty of W's with Sylveon. Again, I hope you enjoyed that Shoutcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. These were really, really, really freaking sweaty. However, just a little treat, because you know what? Why not? Because Sylveon's absolutely goated. Again, greatest evolution ever. I actually have one more match for you. So, for our next match, as you see here, we are queuing in. We are in the queue, and I finally have my phone getting charged right now, and I have interwebs. So, I'm pretty excited about this match. And we get Alan DG4. So, these matches have been pretty sweaty, so I had this footage, so I was like, why not feature it? And we got Galvantula into our Sylveon. This is actually really bad for us, because what happens is that if this Spooter is going to have, I'm not going to shield here, I'm expecting a lunge. If it's a lunge, I did this great. If it's not a lunge, it's a discharge, it's going to suck a lot. And it's a lunge! Thanks to that, I should be able to charm down my opponent. As you see here, my opponent does kind of like, I don't know why they didn't, well, either way, I would have charmed them down. And we're in a very peculiar scenario. So, as you see here, we get an Altaria, and I'm like, yes! Not really. So, this kind of sucks, because even though I'm going to get this Moonblast off, and I will have shield advantage, the thing is, if this is a Core Breaker in the back, I'm pretty screwed. As you see here, heavy charm damage coming through. I will send in G-Fist after this, though, to sponge all this damage. So, as you see, G-Fist comes through, and I will sponge all the Sky Attack energy, unless my opponent switches, and it is an Umbreon, which kind of sucks, actually. Actually, yeah, this is terrible. So, the reason why this is terrible is because Umbreon, well, even though we do have shield advantage here, Umbreon is kind of like, Umbreon's tanky as heck. And yes, but we have shield advantage, so with the 2-to-1s, we should, with the 2-to-1s, and we did heavy damage to the Burb, we should have a great advantage here, so we won't have to worry too much. Our opponent's just going to straight foul play us to death, as you see here. They have a pretty now, what I have to really be careful of is Earthquake, because okay, so I'm already anticipating it, but my opponent can try to catch my Earthquake. So, yeah, I mean, I'm already anticipating it, but it's probably going to happen. As you see, I will get this Earthquake through. I go for the second one. Hopefully, I can break that last shield, or this goes through and does big damage. So, as you see, Earthquake does go through. I do get the shield, and I'm going to go straight for the next one. And as you see here, my opponent fires their foul play. They're going to burn the energy a little. They're going to slow down the clock a little bit and then try to catch my Earthquake. And it's going to make me really angry, because if you see here, I overcharge a little bit and they catch it perfectly. Really good catch. Like, kudos to my opponent for that catch, because I even overcharged and they still caught it. Just perfectly fine, because you will slowly realize that you don't have a chance. I'm going to let this attack go through. This probably is going to KO me, unfortunately. Sky Attack will go through. I might not be able to get to the next Rock Slide, as you see here. And because my Pancake is goated, absolutely goated, we do happen to get to the next Rock Slide. This should KO. And then what we do is we have DD with our Umbreon here. Now, but here's the problem. This Umbreon can still live a Rock Slide. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to double Psycho Boost an Umbreon. Always use the Psychic move against the Dark type. I'm just kidding. Don't do that, please, because Dark does resist Psychic super hard. As you see here, this is explicitly for Silence. We are going to take a look and see if at this range, one Psycho Boost can KO this Umbreon. As you see here, I tap on the button furiously. I am getting all the bubbles with this really unique tapping combination that you guys probably have a way better and more efficient way of doing it that doesn't waste your energy. It doesn't KO! Luckily, we got another one queued, but I was like, wow, dang, dude, okay. So, wow, even in the red, Psycho Boost will not kill an Umbreon, and that's GG's. So, it takes 2 to kill an Umbreon in the red. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles again. Pretty sweaty. Good catch by my opponent, but just because we had shield advantage, that was pretty much game. So GG's, really good battles. And that's GG's. So I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. Those were pretty interesting. It's funny to see how literally Sylveon can kind of destroy so many teams. As long as like, Sableye, Scrafty, and Umbreon, like, just get deleted by Sylveon. And it's just absolute, like, I know we hate Charmers. I personally hate Charmers too, but you know, if it's for content, I'll do it. And Sylveon is pretty freaking, like, as you saw here, it could actually hang with some top meta teams if it's used properly. I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. Again, they were like, Sylveon is so popular, I just want to feature it, and it was just a lot of fun doing this anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed the memes and the literal, like, beautiful pink bow fox thingy. Does anybody know what exactly Sylveon is? If you know what it is, tell me in the comments and educate me, because I have no idea why this thing's so popular. No, seriously, there are better Pokemon out there, but so many of y'all swear and will freaking go on both knees and marry Sylveon and say how it's so good. But it's actually pretty good in the main series game, but sadly Pokemon Go only has one thing for fairies, and it's called Charm. So as you see here, I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you like to, please like and subscribe. I made it pretty easy for you. I say this every time, so if you've already subscribed, I really do appreciate your love and support. But if you haven't, if you put your mouse or finger, if you put your mouse or anything, just put it above that little red box, and as you see, the sub button will pop up. You can easily subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed these battles. I wanted to put this out anyways because I like Sylveon. Sylveon's pretty cool, and like I said, it was a really interesting to see these battles and just how Sylveon really did in Season 8 Great League. It did take me to 75% win ratio. Not all those battles were super sweaty, but some of them were over here, and I still took the W against all those, like, really powerful opponents. Good luck on your battle sets. Again, please like, subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and it's totally free. So it's free to subscribe, again, and totally helps out my channel's analytics, and I really do appreciate you. Good luck in Go Battle sets, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Ciao!